You know that saying, new year, new resolution. And yeah, that's kind of what happens, literally. Hi everyone, this is a different type of video from the ones I usually make, especially since transitioning to publishing content in English, but it's something that I really wanted to bring to the channel, at least from time to time, and every time I do a decent upgrade that is worth doing a video on. And this is one I was looking forward to do for a very long time. In the title it says that this is the best gaming monitor in the market. It's the best for me, at least, because what's best for me may not be the best for any other person, because everybody has different things they need and they like. And yeah, this is the one for me. But one thing for certain, this monitor I bought is in the top 3, top 4 of OLED monitors right now in the market, and I'm super happy and super stoked to have it. I actually bought the LG UltraGear 32GS, and I have to check this, 32GS95UE. And yeah, it's not a cheap monitor, it's actually a very expensive monitor. But I wanted to do an upgrade for quite some time, and I wanted one that allowed me to game and work. I need one for both, because I use Mac and I use PC. PC mainly for gaming, Mac for work, and I wanted one that worked with both. I had to make a few choices, because this is not the end game monitor for both systems, but I managed to make it work, and I'm super happy to have it. And I mean, OLED is crazy, and there's actually just one more thing in this monitor that was the key factor for me to buy it. Let's talk about it later. Before fully shifting to the talk of the new monitor, I want to talk about my old setup for a bit, because I had a good setup, I really did. I was rocking a dual monitor setup with one monitor more focused into work and another for gaming. So I had one 4K monitor, 27-inch from HP. It was really good. It was only 60 Hz, but I mean, it's for work and for video and content creation, so it was really good and really decent, especially for the price I got it, and I was really happy with it. And then I had an LG UltraGear 1440p monitor with 144 Hz of refresh rate, and that was the one I used for gaming. The colors were great for gaming, and even the high refresh rate. Since I used both for long periods of time, one for work, one for gaming, I couldn't exactly have one monitor in the middle, if that makes sense. And I ended up being a lot of time shifting to my right or shifting to my left, and it was really awkward on the desk, because I had to shift my keyboards and my mouses, and that was something that was kind of tilting me. And even in the long run, I think for my posture it was not great. But so I decided to get rid of those two monitors. I sold them, and yeah, I made the big purchase. I bought this LG monitor, and I mean, it's incredible. And I really wanted just one monitor, one central monitor for everything. I wanted a more minimalist approach to my setup. I'm kind of tired of having a lot of monitors, because it's been long years. I think I have 2 or more monitors for more than, I don't know, 10 years already. I think the charm of it just wore off, and I wanted something new. So here we are. Now for the real talk, for the upgrade about the LG UltraGear 32S. GS, whatever the name is. I mean, the naming is so hard on these products. It's incredible. The color accuracy, the OLED especially, is really I wouldn't say worth the price, because it's really expensive. I mean, way too expensive in my opinion. On my work, I already used an OLED monitor in the past. I also even had the opportunity to play Cyberpunk 2077 on another monitor, an OLED, and I mean, it was so great that I had to eventually buy one for me and to have in my home setup, and here it is. Like I said, it's not perfect for my use case, because there's one thing missing in this monitor, for me at least. That's a USB input that allowed me to connect my MacBook Pro, the one you see there, directly to the monitor, and have not only the image, but also charging my laptop. This one doesn't allow me, because it only has 2 HDMI 2.1 ports and 1 display port 1.4. But yeah, the way I got around it is that I will get a USB hub. I have a small one right now, but I want a better one. And that also allows me to get an HDMI 2.1 signal to my monitor and get the high refresh rate on the Mac as well. I have the M1 MacBook Pro, and that one, the output on the HDMI is on 2.0. And yeah, 2.0 can't exactly get more than 60 Hz, at least on 4K. That's the resolution of this monitor. And now the other big thing that I bought this monitor for is the dual modes. It's something that is starting to get more available on the market, but it's like having 2 monitors in just one, because I have this 4K 240 Hz monitor, and then I have another built-in 1080p 480 Hz display. So it's more for those competitive gamers out there. And I mean, I don't play as much Counter-Strike as I used to, but I still like to dabble a little bit, and it's something that still is one of my top priorities in gaming. And yeah, that was a very big upgrade. And I mean, it's really easy to switch. I just have to click on this button right here, and the monitor goes 2 or 3 seconds later goes into 1080p, which is really jarring on a 32-inch display, but and I mean, I play CS. I don't really need the most beautiful and the biggest resolution on that game. I don't even want to. But in other games, I mean, the 4K, it's absolutely incredible. And the OLED makes the big difference. It's really one of those things that once you get in, trust me, you can never go back. But yeah, it's not without its faults. I can reduce the image to 27-inch or 24-inch, and that was really great. That was a really great feature for me to use, because playing CS on such a big monitor is kind of hard, if that makes sense. But once I get to 27-inch and 24-inch, it's like the image is not as clear as it should be. It's weird because getting it smaller should have made the 1080p more readable, but in fact it makes it kind of blurry. I don't mind it, but I've been trying some different things. I've been playing matches on 32-inch, matches on 27, and matches on 24. And yeah, I'm still undecided on what I prefer, but the thing is, the image is really somewhat blurry. It's really weird. And yeah, and the other big flaw, in my opinion, is the price. It's really expensive. I mean, all these monitors with this kind of features are expensive, but I think in a few years, maybe even months, I think we can see a price decrease and maybe get to a more reasonable price around the 700 euros, 800 euros maybe. It was a little bit more than that. But yeah, overall I'm really happy with the update, and yeah, I really can't wait to just do more things with this monitor, just work, game a lot more, because even connecting the PlayStation 5, I have a pretty great TV. And yeah, just playing on this monitor just feels way more crisp. And since it has 2.1 HDMI support as well as VRR, yeah, it's a really great monitor for gaming, and I'm really happy with my purchase. Maybe I'll give you an update on this on the next few months, because I mean, we all know the OLED's problem, burn-in. Although it's not really as much of a problem as it was in the past. It might still be, but I think I just need to be a bit more careful than I was with the others. And I can see this monitor lasting for years and years to come, and giving me really great experiences while gaming. So, like I said in the beginning, this was a really different video from the ones I'm usually making. I'm not stopping those videos. In fact, those are my main priority. From time to time I might bring some different videos like this one, but you know what to do. Like the video, it helps a lot. You can also comment down below what you think about this upgrade, about this monitor, about OLED monitors in general, and what you are rocking right now in your setup. And thanks for watching, and consider subscribing if you like the content, and I'll see you in the next one.